Yo, so right, Dome Gen 2 XL. It's over there. Have a look at it. It's this Dalek looking thing. It's massive. Basically, I've had this oven now for almost 5 months. I've had it in the garden. I was lucky enough to be on the testing team for this one, and it's epic. It's everything kind of I've always wanted from sort of mobile kind of home pizza oven. I've had all sorts in the past, and this one is it's just a level up. So let's unwrap it. Let's get into it. I'm going to fire it up. This is all going to be a lot of it. Well, I was going to do it in real time, but I'll set the timer. Yeah, I'll show you this actually. I'll go through the features, and we'll spark it up, and then I'm going to cook you some pizza. I've got a big 400-gram dough ball, which I can do like an American style one, and I've got like a few sort of 12 inches I can do. So I'm going to show you how I cook multiple pizzas in it at the same time. But let's get into it. Let's unwrap it and let's get it fired up. Right. Okay. So this is the long cover. So I've got it on the stand. It's got a big zip at the side here. It's actually very tall. So we're going to unzip it and we're going to unveil it. Veil it. It's quite a tall oven. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Right. I was using this yesterday, day before, on Sunday. Cooked some other pizzas in it. So, and at the end I wanted to, actually yesterday for lunchtime, I cooked myself a little lamb steak in here, so I fit the Neo Arch. But I'm just going to get rid of that actually. I'm just going to take that out for now, and I'll show you that, because I want to show you the oven as it should be, like, you know, fully open. So, let's get the side wings up, which is quite easy to do. It's on nice wheels. I'm just going to wheel it out. I'm going to get the wings out. Like that, and we're going to put it back in its spot. So check that out. Right, for size comparison, that over there, that one there, that is an Arc XL. Okay, so that's a big pizza oven. You can fit a 16-inch pizza in that thing. It's quite big, but stand it next to this and it's an absolute monster. Yeah, just check it out. Now, I'm going to tell you this now. This is a pre-production model. So like I said, I've had this for about 5 months. There's a few things that, like the reason they give it to, so I had one, there was a couple in the States, and there's one in Germany. And the reason they give us these ovens is we abuse it. We use it, we abuse it, we feed back, we do unboxings, we see if there's any issues, any little flaws, stuff like that in a real world situation, a real world sort of, kind of vibe, and then we feed back. We were all on this little channel, and we were all uploading images of our unboxing experience, everything like that, and just little things that we found. So this one, and they gave us tasks to fix as well, which was really cool, because this is the XL. This is the Dome Gen 2 XL. Now, like, the beauty of this oven, I'm going to delve straight into it. The beauty of this oven is everything, pretty much. I think there's like 25 home user replaceable parts on this oven. So it's a big chunk. It weighs like 73 kilos or something like that. It's a heavy oven. It's heavy duty. It's technically a 4-man lift, but we did it with 2 people. Officially it's 4. And it's just really nice to know that when you get something like that, it's a big, on the pallet with the stand, everything like that. Everything that I got, it weighed like 150 kilos. That's not something you want to send back. Everything, like from the stones are replaceable. You can pop them out. Like the panels at the side, these can come off. You can access everything. You can change modules. You can change like thermometers. You can change pretty much anything that's going to go wrong with this oven. They've thought about it, and you can change it. So as far as, just look at it. Like, it is beautiful. This one's well used. Like I say, it's 5 months old, and if you look at it, it's in pretty good condition. Now, a few things that I have changed is the official model, this is slightly different. It's a little bit more heavy duty, and just everything fits a little bit. Although the fitment on this oven, straight out of the box for a test unit, was pretty spectacular, to be honest. The stand is a solid bit of kit. Excuse the mess in my garden. Winter is coming. You can fit 2 gas bottles. Those are 11 kilo propane tanks. You can fit in the UK, you can fit a 13 kilo in there, because they're no difference on height. You fit 2 side by side, or you can use, put 1 gas bottle, put a load of wood on there. Got a really good handy shelf here. I just use it for storing the bits and bobs. Sometimes I'll stick the Neo Arch on there and stuff like that. But amazing bit of kit. Let's fire it up, and then I can speak to you because I need to get it hot. Firing this up, it's got the same kind of quick fire as the Arc and the Tread ovens. So it's a case of just push, click, click, and we have instant flame. And what a beautiful flame it is. So I'm going to go straight to high. I mean, the way it just rolls across the ceiling and arcs across. If you have a look inside, you've got like kind of this, over here, you've kind of got this indentation in the oven where the flame kind of sits and rolls across. Like this oven, if you have a look, I mean, we've got a bit of wind today. It handles the wind so much better than the Gen 1s. And you can see that flame arcing across all the way. Like the reason this oven is so good, and as they've like, this isn't just a dome. This isn't just like dome made bigger. They basically, what Gozney have done is they've just rebuilt it from the ground up. It's like a completely different oven. Everything about it is new. It's like they've done away, a few things they've done away with. They've done away with the steam injector. The old dome used to have a little steam injector hole. Water used to go down onto a baffle plate once it was hot and steam came into the oven. I don't think that many people were using that one. Really good idea, really cool, worked really well. But what they've done is they've done away with that and they've raised the internal vault height of the oven. So the internal like roof height is a lot higher. What that has done is that it's created a more of an even heat across the oven, even though it, like, and also they had to kind of think, so they opened and raised the door slightly. The other thing that they've done is the stone. So the stone is 30 mil thick, same as the other one, but it used to have 30 mil of insulation underneath it. Now it's got 40 mil. So that extra 10 mil of insulation makes a massive difference on how you get, like, how heat is transferred up to the stone, your recovery on that stone. If you're cooking pizzas back to back, I've pummeled a lot of pizza through this thing, and like the recovery on it and just the ability to cook at a lower temperature more consistently is far superior. Let's show you the dock. So this is the dock for the oven, and this is the thermometer. Now the thermometer comes out, and what they've done is they've got their own Gozney USB-C rechargeable batteries, basically, that just pop into the back of this unit. Okay, now this unit, if you have a look there, it's got like a little docking thing there, and I'll show you it. It just docks into the oven. So let's go inside. I'm going to show you the underside of the oven. If you have a look in there, see all that? Everything is pretty well accessible. And you've just got this dock here. This is for your spark, for your ignition. Battery goes into there. And what this does, this just clips straight into there like so. Seats in there. And you just turn the oven on. So we hold down the on button. And what's going to happen? It's going to spark into life. There, it's on. And we are already up. If you have a look at that, we're already up at 110 degrees. And that's air temperature. And this is showing your base temp. So let me just talk you through this quickly. So with the oven, you've got a few things going on here. And we're going to set the timer, actually. I mean, we only just let it lit. See, it's got a little timer there. Okay, and I'm going to see how long it takes to come to temperature. We're probably like a minute behind. I lit it about a minute ago. And you see the air temperature. So this air temperature is rising pretty quickly. This thing gets to temp really, really fast. And this is the base temp. Now, that base temp reading is, if you have a look, I'm going to pull this out, and it's going to throw up an error on it because it's not going to be connected. But let's pull it out, and I'll show you inside. So if you have a look, see that where that little lump over there is down. You can have a look. You see that there? That is where it's reading the temperature of the stone, and that is kind of sort of on the left-hand side, kind of like 2/3 of the way back into the oven on the left-hand side, and it's reading a core temperature there. So the core temperature is going to be lower. See, it's thrown up an error code, but now it's back on. And you see, we're already up at 70 degrees. It's just jumped in that few seconds, 71. This is really cool. So if you have a look here, you've got a little line, and that means if I press that, that's going to show me the base temperature of 74 degrees. And if I press the top one, which is the arc, it's going to go back to there. So you have both on the screen at the same time. So you've got your air temperature and your stone temperature. You have a timer if you want to time things like how long it takes for the oven to heat up, how long your pizza takes to cook, everything like that. And in here, these are your probes. So you've got your meat probes in here, same as the old oven, but this one's all digital, and you can see both temperatures. So if you're cooking, say, a chicken or a bit of beef or something like that, or like 2 chickens, you can be monitoring the temperature of both of them at the same time. Also, right, this is even cooler. I go through this more in the next video because that video is where I'm going to fire it up on wood. So I need to edit that one and get that one done, but that one's coming. So this is your wood-fired control unit. This is a really cool option. Now, this one, when you get this one, it actually comes with, again, the USB-C rechargeable batteries that just pop into the back like that. And what this does, if you have a look at here and here, so this draws in air and oxygen from the underside of your oven and then pushes it into the inside of the oven where you're going to burn wood. So let me show you where the wood gets burnt. So if you have a look, you can sort of see in the oven there, you see, oh, there we go. You see it there? You see there's that little vent over there in the corner. What we have here is we have a cover. We take this one off. There's a little bit of ash in there actually, because I've been burning wood. And when you burn wood, this slots into here. You turn it on, and what it does is it lights up. You can see the lit up ring there, and you can just turn it up, and you get this like little ring. And what that does is that floods oxygen into the oven. Let me bring it out and I'll show you. And you can hear it. You can hear it blowing air. And look, if I crank it up, and it goes turbo. And that is flooding air out of there, which goes into your fire, which can pimp your fire. When you're running gas, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to get into this one on the next video when I show you running wood. When you're running gas, you just keep this one clipped in, and you take the wood-fired unit out. I mean, I don't know why. I think it's just to probably protect it, because I guess the flame's coming that way across the oven and you don't want to heat it up too much. Whereas this one's just blowing air out across the other way, so it's not going to get hot. I imagine that's why. So that just lives under there. When you get that, you get 2 batteries with it. And you get this, I mean, it's covered in ash. You get this rather hefty bit of metal. This is the flame guard. This thing is made from pretty sturdy stainless steel. It's like some marine grade stuff. It is an absolute monster. And you see it just sits elevated off the oven floor. So that's where, so you have this in the corner like that, and that airflow just floods underneath and floods underneath your fire to allow you to get more fire going. So a few things. Like that is all optional extra basically, but with the wood fire control unit, you get this, you get the metal wood fire grate with the wood fire control unit, and you get 2 batteries with that as well. A couple of other things. It has a mantle. You have a look at this, and basically the mantle just slots on and off. It's totally optional. It just clips in like that. Super easy to have the mantle on there. And what the mantle allows you to do, especially if you want to cook multiple pizzas, if you want to baste dishes, like cooking a steak, pulling it out, basting it, stuff like that, or like just, you know, pulling things out, this is something. It's not everybody needs it, not everybody likes it, but I think it absolutely pimps your oven. It basically is just an extension of your oven, and I'm going to show you cooking multiple pizzas how much it comes into its own, because you can bring them out and you can spin them on it as well and stuff like that. As far as the stand goes, the stand, I know it is expensive, but it is an absolute chonky bit of kit. Like putting this together, just the weight of one of the legs and the casters and everything like that, it is an absolute beast. Really nice wooden boards here, they slot down, you know, you've got really nice bit of wood on there. It's honestly, it is just, it's worth it. And they've raised the height of it as well, so the oven is at a really nice kind of working height where I'm not having to bend down so much. I can see inside the oven. I think because the dock of the oven is ever slightly bigger, but they have ever slightly raised the height of the stand as well, which makes a really nice, really good difference. Another thing that comes with the oven as standard is you get a flue with it, the extended flue. So this is like 500 mil of extended flue, and this oven stays super clean. burning on wood or gas, you don't get any of like the markings that you used to get on the older ones. I mean, you will get a little bit of that, but because the old one had a stubby flue, like when you got the flue kit and you extended it, that worked a lot better. So that's, I think, pretty much. Oh no, I've got the door as well. Door, they've done away. This is like a dual wall door. It's like a twin wall door, so it's ever slightly insulated. They've done away with the rope seal because it wasn't essentially needed. Nice wooden stake-all handle. You can only use this when there's no live fire present. So this oven it's like a hybrid fuel system. So you can run it on gas, you can run it on wood, or you can run it on charcoal, or a mixture of wood and charcoal. It's up to you. Now, you can only use the door when there's no flame present. If you were to put this door on, I could use, if it's a bit windy, I could have it like that, and I could sort of block the wind to help it, if the wind's going into the mouth of the oven. Only use this when you've fired it up on wood, you've let the wood die down to embers, and there's no live flame present. Then you just put it on, and it basically helps to store and maintain the heat in the oven. And this oven stays hot for ages. Like I said, I've had it for 5 months. We went over to Germany back in, I think it was in June. I did a thing. I used to go to this thing called Spoga. It's this big like trade show, but we just went there to one of their retailers, and it was the first proper look at the XL. It was a bit of a secret event. People weren't allowed to take images or anything like that. And we absolutely put this thing through its paces. We had an XL, like Dome XL Gen 2. We had a few other ovens, and we were slamming pizzas through it. So, I've had this since April. I haven't had much chance over summer to play with it. I'm in the UK. The days that I do want to play with it, the weather just seems to change for the worse. But yeah, I've put a lot of things through it. I've cooked like low and slow. I've done 5-hour short ribs. Check these out. These were banging. I've done whole roast chicken dinner, like spatchcock chicken with Yorkshire puddings and like what they call roast potatoes. Another image up here. Recently, I've been doing the Gozney's kind of first fire experience tour, where I've been in a few places in the UK, and I'm doing one where I'm heading up to Scotland as well in a couple of weeks. And we've been using two Gen 2s and two Gen 2 XLs. We've been firing them up on wood. I did showing people how you cook multiple pizzas. I cooked 2 spatchcock chickens in this one, and I actually think you can fit a third, and that was even firing on wood as well. It's just an absolute monster of an oven. Like, even firing on gas, you can slow cook on this thing. What they've done is, because it's got that side lateral flame, the lower setting of this oven is lower than it was before. And I think because, like, and this is just my thinking, I'm guessing, I'm not into, I don't know the thermodynamics behind it or anything like that, but you've got more stone, you've just got more of it. You've got more insulation, and you've just got more of the oven. And because you've got a side lateral flame that covers more area, once it gets hot, it stays hotter for longer, just because I think you've just got more residual heat bouncing around the oven. And what I've noticed is, especially even when you're cooking on gas or wood, if I was to like turn this off and put a couple of chickens in there or something like that, on like further away from the flame, it seems to cook on that side, because you've got that heat that's rolled across, and you get like really nice browning on meats and things like that from the opposite side of the oven. So you just seem to have a lot more like 360 kind of heat inside the oven. Like I'll show you when I cook a pizza, when I slam a pizza down, it rises more evenly than it ever did before. So if you've seen any of my other videos when I'm cooking in the van with the older domes, but when I put a pizza down, it always raises on the flame side quicker, and I have to obviously rotate it after about 20 or 30 seconds, get that first turn in, that full 180, to get that even rise. But this one, it reacts differently. You've just got more of an even temperature throughout the oven. As far as temp goes, let's have a look at it. Like, I've done minimal cuts, and haven't changed the timer. We are now, 11? So say 12, 13 minutes, because we lit it a minute later. We're up at 330 degrees on the air temp, and we're already at 194 degrees on the base temp. That's pretty good going. In like 10 minutes, we're up in that kind of temperature. Like, give it another another 150 degrees and we could start cooking, like on the base temp, we can start cooking some New York style, which is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with like a low and slow. I'm going to do a 16 incher to show you that. And then we're going to crank the temperature up and I'll pummel out some Neapolitan style ones. But yeah, it's a monster. It's an absolute beast. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go inside. I'm going to get my dough. That's just coming up to temperature. I made some dough, I think it was Saturday. I mean, we're on Tuesday now. I made the actual dough on Saturday. Not my usual technique, but I went out to the zoo all day and then came home and cooked some pizza. And I made some extra dough balls. So I actually slung them in the fridge, which I don't normally do, and it's just stalled it. Normally I'd suggest not to do that, but I put a stronger flour in there, so it's fine, and it's basically stayed like all good. I have a dough proving setting on my oven at home and indoors, so it's just in my oven, just coming up to temperature, bringing it up a bit warmer. So I'm going to go get some toppings out. I'm going to go get set and ready, and then I'm going to come back and we'll cook some pizza. But yeah, it's a beast. Let's just do a little walk around the oven. Like, awesome bit of kit. Just that flame. So yeah, I'm going to be fitting 2 of the Gen 2 versions of this into the food truck, into the Chevy. Now, I can't fit 2 XLs in. This oven officially is I think they say 2 12-inch, but you can fit 2 14s in there, no problem. Or they say 3 10-inch. Now, if you have a little bit of peel skill and you can move pizzas around, you can fit 3 to 11 to 12-inch pizzas in here. You just need to move them around a little bit. You can fit 2 14-inch pizzas in here, or you can fit a massive, if you've got the peel, you can fit a massive 18-inch in here. Now, Gozney recently, with the launch of this oven, they've actually launched a new peel as well. So I'll show you. So I'll just get this one down and I'll show you the difference. So you now have, this is the large peel. This is the Pro Peel Large, and now they have the new Pro Peel XL. So you have a look at the difference in those. This one is a 16-inch peel, and I'll show you the space you've got to play with. So 16-inch peel. If you have a look at this, you've got, see that? You've got an extra 2 inches to go, so you can fit an 18-inch in there. But the beauty of this oven, because the 16, you can go right over there into that corner, and you still have plenty of space to launch out, or you can go bang in the middle. There's bags of, like, what, think about that, 16-inch. If that was a 16-inch pizza in there, look at all that extra space you've still got inside the oven. It's mad how much room there is in here. But have a look at the 14-inch peel. So imagine this, you've got a 14-inch over here. You have a look, you put a 14-inch pizza there. Okay, that's a 36 centimeter 14-inch pizza. You then have space for another one on this side. Well, I mean, you basically put one there, and then you actually put that one there, and it kind of comes out a little bit. I'm not going to show you 2 14s, but it can be done. And as far as like 12s go, or 10 to 12-inch pizzas, basically launch one at the back into that corner there, like park it in that corner over there, and then you can put another one here, and then you can put another one in the middle here. I've been tempted to try putting one there, and then one here, and then one here as well. I'm just not sure which is the best way around. I think going 2 at the back and 1 at the front. And the beauty is when you spin them around, you have the mantle, you spin them around, you grab them at the front of the oven, and you can just have a play. So I was saying about, fitting these in the van. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be fitting 2 of the Gen 2s in the van. Now, I can only fit the Gen 2s in the van. I can't fit the XL, basically. So I have the choice. I fit 1 XL, and I change the holes in the roof. I'd have to fill the 2 holes that are there, and I'd have to put 1 in the middle, and I fit 1 XL. Now, 1 oven would be amazing. That brings me up to the possibility of cooking 3 pizzas at the same time. But as I'm already set for 2 ovens, I don't really want to have to start filling the holes, making it good, putting a new one in the middle of the roof. Everything's already there for me to do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going with 2 of the Gen 2s. I literally have millimeters in it to fit 2 together side by side. I think I'm going with black ovens as well. They should be arriving this week, hopefully, and I can get it all fitted. I need to make some changes to my system and get them certified. Now, what that does is what I've noticed with playing with the Gen 2, the standard size dome, is I can actually cook 2 12-inch in that pizza in that oven at the same time. So the possibilities are open for me to maybe go from being able to cook in my old setup 2 pizzas, 1 in each oven, to possibly 4 pizzas, 2 in each oven. Now, I probably will never do that. I'll probably only ever cook like 2 in one and 1 in the other. Because actually handling 4 pizzas between 2 ovens is going to be a bit of a faff when they cook in like 70, 80, 90 seconds. That's a little bit too much to handle, but 2 and 1 is absolutely fine. I actually used to do that now and again. It's just I'd have to bring them quite far out onto the mantle, and only half the pizza will be on the stone, and it just kind of wasn't really worth doing it. And because the oven floor reset is so much better, I can actually hit pizza again and again, quicker and quicker inside this oven. So for the business, the new ovens are amazing. So the only thing with these ovens, I think, in my setup is they're going to use a touch more. I don't know. They do use a touch more gas to get hot, but because they've got a little bit more insulation, because they've got that thicker layer of insulation under the stone, I think I'm probably going to end up using less, probably about the same amount of gas as before. It's going to be minimal if it's more, so that doesn't really bother me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be running the Neapolitan arches in the van. I don't know if I'm going to need to. This oven stays hotter. Like, one of the things I've noticed is with the old dome, when you turn it down to a lower flame setting, what happened was your air temperature, your sort of inside dome temperature, used to drop quite rapidly. When your deck temp stayed pretty solid, but you lost air temp relatively quickly. Now, with the Neo Arch, you didn't really do that. It sort of locked in that heat. But with this one, I think, just like I said before, because it's got more insulation, because it's got more stone to it, and because you've got that side burner, even on a lower flame setting, if you turn it down to low, your deck temp kind of just holds, and your air temperature kind of doesn't seem to drop as fast. It holds it a lot more consistently for a lot longer, which is great if you're going to be cooking back to back and you want to cook like slightly lower and slower and slightly different kind of pizza, different kind of style. So yeah, it's really cool. Right now, it's up at 376. It's just clicked 22 minutes, so we're 23 minutes in. We've got a deck temp of 270, and we've got 377 on the air temp. I've actually got a gun here, I can just check. So let's have a look where it's taken. So we've got top stone temperature. Let's have a look over there. Top stone temperature on that side is 300 degrees. Over in the middle, we're running at 350 degrees. Have a look at that, 350 on the top stone temp over there. So you got to imagine that says 274 now on the bottom. That is at the bottom of 30 mil of stone. So it is going to take a little bit of time for it to catch up. But right now we're almost at a point where we could start cooking Neapolitan, like New York style, kind of like that low and slow style of pizza. So by the time I've got everything out, we should be ready to go. Right, we're ready to make some pizza. There is a couple of guys working on a roof just over there that just started doing some sawing or drilling. So if you hear a bit of noise, then sorry about that. Can't help it. I'm outside in my garden and there's loads of stuff going on. So anyway, let's bring you in and show you the temperature right now. We are absolutely rocking. We're at 418 degrees air temperature, 347, and we are 35 minutes. So that's about 36 minutes, 37 minutes in to get to 418 degrees on the air temp. 470, it's just dropped a little bit, and 347 on the base. We are ready to cook our New Yorkie style one. So what we've got, these are my dough balls. These are the 6. These are 260, 270 grammers. A few days in the fridge. They've just come up to temperature. So they're going to be our like Neo ones. Now I've only got one shot of this. Sorry, they're drilling. One sec. They stopped drilling. Right, I've only got one shot of this because I've only got one dough ball. There's a bit of flour in there. You see, this is a 400-gram dough ball. So what I'm going to do, it's a bit windy today. I'm going to get some of my semolina rimancinata down on the deck, and we're going to get our dough ball out. The dough has come up to temperature, but it's probably got a little bit of a chill to it, which is good because it is a few days old, which means that it's probably going to be quite easy to handle. Right, so we've got a dough here. Just going to get some flour all the way around it. This is just my standard Neapolitan dough, okay? It's just like 62% hydration. It's no different. There's no oil in the dough or anything like that. It's just going to be cooked differently, okay? Smiley face. We're going to put fingers. We're going to push to the crust. Work our way down, up again. Spread it out. Flip it round. Make a mess. And this is a big dough ball, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to swipe away all of this excess, okay? We're going to slam it out. This one should go quite big. So I'm gonna go probably not too big to start with. I don't want it to go too large. That's the bottom, that's the top. Okay, so we're probably, let's have a look. Right, this is our large pill. We're currently, there we go. We're currently at like 14 inches. We don't want to go the full 16 yet. Okay, and I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to do this like a sort of Neapolitan style assembly, but it's just going to be baked lower and slower. So we've got our sauce. This is just, this is like almost 2 spoons on this one. So this is just my normal Pilati tomatoes, whole plum, with salt. So we're just going to go all the way to the edge. We're not going to go too overly saucy on this one. Nice even spread of sauce. We're going to get our pecorino. So loads of our pecorino. And this one, I'm not actually going to put, I'm going to finish this one with basil at the end because it's cooking for a long time. I don't want it to dry out or burn or anything like that. Decent amount of that. And then we're going to get our cheese. This is our fior di latte. This is like a drier kind of version of the cheese that I usually use. I normally get like one that's actually made in Somerset called Fratelli Amadeo, and I cut it up. I cut it up into like basically similar sort of vibe as this, but plenty of this on there. This one is the Latteria Sorrentina, and this is the was it Julienne cut one. If you have a look, it's this kind of like nice cut. You see that? These strips. It's got a nice, it's low moisture mozzarella. Well, it's kind of now low moisture mozzarella, but it does, it tastes amazing. Right, and we got our pepperoni. So this one's going to get quite a chunk of pepperoni. We're going to go classic on this one, just classic pepperoni, and then we're going to finish it off with a like smattering of parmesan out the oven, parmigiano, and basil out of the oven. So decent amount on there, plenty of roni. Right, let's get a pill. So XL pill, just make sure, like I'm just making sure it's dry, okay? I don't want any excess flour on here, okay? I'm gonna grab the edge, I'm gonna go straight on. I'm gonna stretch it to the absolute limits. And like I say, this was a 400-gram dough ball, and it will go to the limit to this pill. Just a little rejig here, just make sure there's no bits on top of other bits. Anywhere that you feel like you need a little bit more cheese, this is your moment. Sorry, they're drilling again. But I need to get this into the oven. Right, let's bring you with me. Right, pizza is on the peel. It's slightly over the edge. I'm going to go straight into the back and in. Right, we're going to turn it down to a lower flame setting. So, we're in. Right, there's going to be no cuts on this. What I'm going to do is, let me see where I can put you. Let me see if I can put you just here. Right, let me spin you round. Okay, we're going to put you here. just over here. Now the first turn with this is going to be done with, like, I'm actually going to use the large peel to sort of recover it. I am going to just use my pizza peel. And if you notice, this stand has these hangers. You see this? So I'm just going to get my little turning peel. I'm just going to have a little peek. Okay, let's bring you in. Let's show you this. Have a look. See, it's starting to rise a little bit. I should have put the timer on for this one. Starting to rise just on this side a little bit. So what I'm going to do is getting a bit of colour on it, which is great. But you look, see it's rising over there as well. I'm going to turn it right down to a low flame setting. I'm going to just check the base. Oh mate, look at that. Just getting a bit of colour on there. So, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the big peel. We're going to retrieve the whole pizza. We're going to spin it on the peel basically. So let me just do that. So we're going to retrieve the whole pizza. And I'm just going to use the bigger peel to spin it for its first turn because I can get underneath the whole thing easier. Just going to check it again. Going to put it back in the same spot. It's looking good. It's looking good. Getting a nice rise on it. Everything's starting to bubble. It's a bit of wind today and it is playing havoc. Have a look at that flame dancing around a little bit. So it is playing a little bit of havoc with it. But it's still cooking nice. Now what I can do, now it's had its first turn and I know that that base is set and the base is cooking. Have a look at that. I can now switch to the turning peel. So this is the Gozney balanced turning peel. So if you have a look, it has actually just dropped down to like 360. So I'm just going to pimp the flame up a little bit more. We're going to go to a high flame setting. We're going to get our balanced peel. And I know that base is set now. That I have now got the opportunity to turn the whole thing. And I'm just going to do it, give it a little quarter turn. Check the underside. Look at that. It's getting a really nice colour on it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to let this one sit. Look, we're at 350 air temperature, 355 on the base. Just going to crank the flame up a little bit more. Look at that dancing around in there. And if I look, have a look at this. This is another little turn. This is a 16-inch pizza, and look at the space I've still got in there. You've got so much room to play. It makes the pizza look teeny when actually it's not. Another little turn, another little check of the base. We're looking nice, we're looking crispy. Look at that. Everything's just dancing around in there. Look at that cheese. Beautiful. It's very relaxing cooking this style of pizza. Like you're under no real time pressure. Another little turn there. Getting a nice colour on it all the way around. It's not rising anymore. Cheese is just bubbling away, browning. I know this is what some people like. I'm a Neapolitan guy, right? I like my Neapolitan pizza, but I'm quite partial to something different now and again. I actually like all pizzas. I'm not one for bashing any style. Pizza's pizza. Cooked pizza that you like and you enjoy. So I'm just going to move it over. I'm just going to give it a little bit more colour on the underside because I'm moving over to a hot spot now. You have a look. I just want to get a little bit more crispiness. We're probably 3 or so minutes into this bake now. If you have a look at that, that is a nice colour on the underside. Everything's bubbling away beautifully. Another little turn. Yeah, we've got a nice colour on this now. Just a little bit more colour on that. And this is what you can do because you have these heat zones. Like I say, it is going to be a good overall heat, but you're going to get a little bit more heat close to the flame, obviously, on the top stone temp. Yeah, this is looking good. Where are we at? 345, and we're still at 350 on the deck. Right, I think we're getting to the point where I'm going to pull this. It's looking good. Right, let's take it out. Look at that monster pizza. Look at that. Still plenty of space to get it out the door. Right, what are we going to do? We're actually going to put it on this rack here. and we're going to let that just chill out. We're just going to let that initial moisture escape from it. What I'm going to do, come over here, I'm going to crank this oven back up to full flame, and we're just going to let that rip so we can cook some Neos in a minute. But let's see this pizza. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, you can hear it crunch and crackle. Right, let's just let that chill there for a sec. What I've got, this is an 18-inch serving board, okay? This is Gozney's 18-inch serving board. I'm going to go get a pizza slicer. Got my pizza slicer. That's the Gozney Headley and Bennett one. Right, let's get it onto this board. Okay, I like to cut it before I finish it. So let's tell you what, let's get the mic down here and listen to this. Oh, it's crispy. We're just going to go into 8 big slices. Mate, look at that. Beauty. Undercarriage. Right, let's finish this bad boy off. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get basil. We're just going to rain down some basil on this bad boy. Look at that. Beautiful. And we're going to get our parmesan. So we're going to grate our parm all over. It's Parmigiano Reggiano. It's like an 18-month of this one. I'm going to rain down the parm. Then we're going to finish it with a little olive oil, mainly around the crust. It's going to give it that golden shine on the crust. A little bit of flavour. And look at that. Absolute levels. Check that out for a pizza. Like, look at that. Right, I'm going to give this one a go. Let's give it a taste. You know what? I'm actually going to go and give the Rufus the rest of it because I don't want to eat this much pizza. But, oh, what do we go for? Let's go for this slice here. Right. It's got a little bit of flop to it still, but that's to be expected because it hasn't got any oil and dough or anything like that. But there we go. Look at that. Let's go. Oh my God. That is absolutely banging. Right, let's go see if these Rufus want some. I'll bring you with. Right, what are you doing? You working on Lee's house, yeah? What's that? Right, these guys, they're working on this house next door, and I've just given them the rest of the pizza. I'm going to let them smash it. I'll come and get it in a minute. I just had a slice, guys, but enjoy. All right? So there you go. Got to share the pizza, but this one's banging. I'll come back and get the board in a minute. It's hot. Enjoy. You ain't got any allergies or anything, have you? No. Right, sweet. Enjoy. Absolute banger. They're well chuffed with that. Let's cook some Neo. That's probably made their day. They were like working up on that roof, and they're probably loving it. But mate, listen. Right. It's crazy, like, you take the same toppings. Sorry, I shouldn't sort my mouth full. Right. Exactly the same toppings, exactly the same dough, same sauce, same cheese, same everything. And just cooking it different creates a completely different product and a different taste level. Like, you can do that. You can use the same dough, same Neapolitan dough, same everything, and just end up with a completely different product just by handling the oven differently. So don't overly worry when you make dough about making like separate ones for this, separate ones for that. Just cook it lower, cook it slower. Like a little bit of oil in this dough and a little bit of more of a, maybe an all-purpose flour probably would have ended up with a more of a rigid, crunchy bottom. But the underside of this still has crunch on it. It's awesome. Right, let's get that back up to temp, then I'll cook some Neos. The oven is now hot. That took about, I'd say, 10 minutes. It's we're at 458 degrees on the air temperature, and the bottom of the stone is saying 430. which is going to be perfect. The top stone temperature at the minute when it's on high flame is going to be hotter than that. So I know that we're going to be all good. So we'll start with doing 2 at the same time, and then we'll see if we can maybe level up to 3. So let's go with these ones. Same rules apply. Cut it out. You've seen me do this so many times in my other videos and in my market, in the van. Just going to get underneath it, upside down in the flour. Now we can get this one out. These are quite cool little trays. This is one that people get when they go on one of my barbecue classes. We make dough in this. It fits in the domestic fridge. Really handy to have. Anyway, right. Dough ball. Dough ball. Let's stand them out. Right. There we go. Push the air to the crust. Feels so small now, like doing ones these size. This dough's nice and strong still, even though it's been like, it's like now like, what, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're like 3 days old on this dough, basically, 3 full days. Flavour's good on it. Okay. 2 rounds. Probably at this point they're like 10 inches. Right, this one, just 1 spoon of sauce on each one. So like this spoon is about 80 grams. I've had this spoon since day 1. It's a Lily Quadrupo pizza spoon. Same brand as my pizza sort of cutters, these things here. See, it says Lily Quadrupo on it. These things are great as well. Right, we're gonna get our pecorino cheese on there. A little bit of basil. I say when I'm cooking my Neapolitans, I always put basil on first. Underneath the cheese, you open up the leaves of basil and they just start the sort of oils and the flavour, and the aroma comes out and it flavours the entire pizza doing it this way. By all means, put it on at the end. It's also nice. It's up to you. Don't worry about what anyone else tells you. Just make your pizza your own. We got our cheese on here. Decent handful of that. You're probably looking at about 100 grams mozzarella per pizza. And I've got my olive oil. This is an extra virgin olive oil. It's got a nice little pepperiness to it. Right, we're ready to go. Oven. I was just blocking the wind from it a little bit using the door just at the end, not covering it. Right, we're up at 460 on the air temperature. Let's see if we can grab these pizzas. So, nice dry clean peel. 1. I might have to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick these up. I'm going to put you over, let's see if I can put you just here and see if you can see this launch. So we're going to just go for the launch for the first one. And the first one is going to go towards the back of the oven just there. And we're going to pick the other one up quickly, stretch it out. Sorry, you can't see me doing this, but you've seen me do it a million times before. Right, and the second one is going to go in the oven. And we're going to go, actually, I'm going to go closer. I'm not going to go fully deep into the oven because it's going to hit a hot spot otherwise. Right, let's spin you round. So, see, both pizzas are in the oven. I'm just going to get my turning peel. And because this one just here is in the hotter side of the oven, I'm just going to guard it. You see I've got a little bit of a bubble of doom there as well, which has just risen up. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder for me to do one-handed, but I will make it work. Yeah, we've got a nice colour. Now, because that bit at the back hasn't touched the stone, I don't want it to, there we go, we've turned it. So this was the second pizza in the oven, but it's going to need the first turn. Now this one, have a look at this. I can get in the back here and I can turn it with plenty of space. A really nice bake on that one. Now this one is going to cook a little bit quicker because it is in the front of the oven, but you see that it's completely on the stone. And you see that we have got 2 full-size 12-inch pizzas in there at the same time. And there's loads of room to turn them as well. Now this is where the mantle comes in. You can bring the pizzas out, you can turn them on the mantle like this. You know, it gives you a bit more space, a bit more freedom, just to get that one fully cooked. And this one, you see this, it's still bubbling on the edge of the mantle. So I'm just gonna spin it around, because this one I need to tend to this one, because I want this one to come out first. This was the first one that was in there. I'm just gonna dome it. And we're done. First one's done. Out onto the rack. Second one, pick it up. Now we're just going to place it back where that one was. And now we're just going to spin this one. We're just going to lift it up, we're going to dome it. I mean, look at how much space is in this thing. You've got so much freedom. Underside check, all good. Second one done. There you go. Right, 2 pizzas cooked and resting. Have a look at them. Pretty damn good. Let's have a look. Look at that. Base check on that one. Absolute banging. This one was on the hotter side. So this one's a little bit darker on the underside, but it's still absolutely fine. Look at that. Perfect. So that's 2. We're going to put them in boxes. Probably going to save them maybe for the kids, or I'll give them away to another neighbour or something like that. I need to now try and show you 3. So because we have got a little bit of a wind, I'm just going to put the door on the entrance. Normally I wouldn't have to. There's a lot of wind whipping around. It keeps playing with the flame, but the old oven probably would have blown out with the kind of wind that I've got. But it's absolutely rocking. So we're still at a base temp now. It was 440. It says 436. So that has sapped a teeny little bit of heat, but hardly anything. So we could just go straight over again and again. But let's put these 2 in a box and let's cook. See if we can do 3 at the same time. Just to show you, these are 12-inch boxes, and you see they're absolutely full, filling up the box. So yeah, that was definitely 2 12-inch pizzas. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to visualize what they look like until you put them in a box. But yeah, so that's 12-inch pizza. Not bad. It's like for that 3-day-old dough, it's got a little bit of a different colour on it than you know, it's spotting up a little bit, but that's a reaction with the sugars, and the fact is that it's been in the fridge. It's got a little bit more of the spotting sort of thing, not more overall browning when you're cooking at high temperatures. But it still looks pretty damn nice. The flavour's there as well. So, right, let's put those 2 over here. Let's do 3. Now, I promised some pizza for my kids for their dinner, although they had pizza the other day. So what I'm going to do, they're loving at the minute just cheese and pepperoni. So I'm going to do 2 cheese and pepperoni. I'm going to do 1 plain pepperoni here, and see if we can do that. Hopefully I don't mess them up. So it is quite hard doing 3 at the same time. You do need a little bit of practice at it, but you know, not many of that, like if you're a home pizza cook, right, there's no real need to ever do 3 pizzas at the same time, unless you're having a big party and you really want to thunder them out. But I think there's not really much of a need to do it. But the beauty of the size of this oven is that you can do those 14, 16, even 18 inches. And if you've got like a family of 4 to feed, you can just do 2. Like on Sunday, I did 2 16-inch pizzas, and that was enough for all of us. And you know, although they were a longer bake, like you serve one of those and everyone eats, and then you know you can eat as well at the same time, because the oven, when you've got that large pizza in the oven, that low and slow one, you don't really have to do anything with it. So you know, you can just kind of leave it alone while you eat a slice. But right. But if you do want to feed a crowd and you want to feed them slightly smaller ones, then it can handle it. Right, 1. Slamming it out, pinching off any little bubbles that appear. Get rid of that excess. 2. Let's get this one done. move these over actually. Three. Right. So cheese and roni on 2 of them, and one's a classic. Classic roni on the 3rd. So a saucy number. Oh! My kids are loving this pizza, and I was intrigued. I was like, they just didn't fancy. I think it's because they're trying to veg dodge, so they just didn't want the sauce on it, the tomato sauce. But yeah, I tried it. I was like, what's the big thing with this? Just cheese and pepperoni. And I'll tell you what, it is. It's really quite nice because all of like the oils and the sort of mingle with the pepperoni, and they just make it amazing. So this one I'm not going to put any basil on this one. This one's going to be just a straight up cheese and roni number on that one, and then the kids ones we're going to go for it. And this is going to be a really easy dinner for them. This pizza will just get reheated in the home oven later on. I'll box it up and just reheat it for them. Right, simple. Okay, let's load them up. I'm going to use 30 centimetre or 12-inch pizza pill for this one. Oven is rocking. We're at 443 on the air, 447 on the base, so it's very even. High flame. Going to go in with our tomato one first. Get it on the peel. So these are like about 260 to 270 gram dough ball. We'll make a full 12-incher. Right, straight in to the back, deep into the oven. Next one. This is a lot easier if you've got them on, like if you've got multiple peels and you can get them on the peels, or if you've got a buddy helping you out. This one needs a little extra cheese on it, you know, helping you launch. So this one, second one, towards the back. Scoop up the third. I'm just keeping an eye on that first pizza. The second one will probably need the first turn that went in. And I'm going to be trying to do this one-handed, guys, because I'm going to pick up the peel. Usually I'm not holding a camera when I'm trying to do this. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to just quickly get in there, turn this first one. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to bring that one towards the face of the oven, because I'm going to put the third one where the second one was. So I'm going to go deep into the oven. So what I've done, I've taken away that initial shock from the stone of that pizza. So let me bring you in. So there we go. We've got 3 12-inch in the oven all at the same time. You see that? So that one is ever so slightly peeking out the door. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get in there. I'm just going to twist this one round. And the thing is, you don't ever really need to do this. So this one I'm just going to move out of the way so I can get in there and turn this one. Now, the reason I moved that second one over is because that third pizza that's in that close to the flame, like I say, took away that initial shock of the stone. So this one at the back is almost done. So this one at the back, this one's done. See that? That one can come out. And then this second one, I'm actually going to swap these around. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to put that one there into the hot spot. And now this one I'm spinning here. Just going to bring it out to there while I can go in there and spin this one. And this is the second one. Or is this the third? I think this is the second, and I can't even remember now. I've moved them around, but there you go. Second one, cheese and roni. Third one back in. Check the underside. It's looking good. And just give it a spin. And the thing is, right, I say you can cook 3 at the same time, but right now, whilst I'm spinning this one over there, someone could be launching a one on that side there. So you pretty much, because you have those zones, third one done. Because you have those zones, like, you don't ever really need to do, like I say about cooking 3 at the same time, but because you have like that extra space in the oven to be able to cook 2, you can pull one, like have one on that side, right? And then like pull it out, launch one on that side, and then you can keep going from side to side. But you know, look at this. We've got 3 pizzas there cooked basically at the same time, as quick as I could get them in there and get them done. And I'll show you. Like, first one, like all good, nice looking pizza. I know the ones that were on that side. Okay, that's still good. Look at that, that's still good. And this one might be a little, okay. This one was the one that was on the closest to the oven. You see that? It's a little bit darker, but it's still good. But that, if I wasn't holding a camera whilst doing it one-handed, they probably would have looked a little bit more even on the underside. But there you go, look. No cuts, no edits. You just saw me cook 3 pizzas at the same time. And they're all 12-inch as well. Let's get them in a box. There you go. All of them. Oh, fill in the box. 3 12-inch. So there you go. It can be done. The official, like I say, the official word, if they were 10s, if they were 3 10s, you would have bags of space in there. It'd be a lot easier to do it, a lot easier to manage. But it just shows you, like, it can be done. And remember, I didn't have both hands available. I was holding a camera whilst talking, whilst trying to present and cook 3 pizzas at the same time. So if you are not holding a camera, trying to talk people through it and doing that, it makes it a lot easier. But you know, this oven is an absolute monster. And that's it. That's all I wanted to show you with this first sort of video on the Gen 2. Let's flip you around and show you it again. You know, I've just turned it down, so we're actually at we've dropped down to a 418 air temp. You see what I mean? It hasn't just dropped off an edge, like it's maintained a decent temperature. And look, the base temp is still 437 degrees on there. If I take a reading at the top stone temp over here, well, look, 430 in the middle, and it says 437 on the actual dial there on the core temperature. So that is a damn accurate like representation of what the stone is up to. So it gives you a really good idea. It's really accurate. Once it becomes saturated and once you're actually cooking, you can really rely on it. But yeah, there you go. Gozney Dome Gen 2 XL. Absolute bad boy. I've got plenty more videos to come. As and when I get my 2 Gen 2 ovens fitted in a van, you're going to see loads of that in use. I'm going to share with you my installation and everything like that, how that goes. But yeah, for now, hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry about the noise, sorry about the wind. Like, any questions, if you want to know anything about it, hit me up in the comments. But yeah, if you haven't got I mean, this oven as well, this oven actually went on sale last week. And it's sold out in, I think in Australia, it sold out in something like, I don't know if it was like 17 minutes or it might have been like an hour and 17 minutes. Anyway, they're just heading into their summer. So that one sold out. In the UK and US, it has sold out on .com. So on Gozney's website, there is still some available at retailers, I believe, very small amounts. But 15th of October is the date. The link is in the description if you want to get ready for the launch of the oven. Sign up to get notified, and yeah, get yourself one of these ovens. It's absolutely epic. I say, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want my recipe, then click one of these, and please don't forget to subscribe. I've got plenty more videos on this oven coming and plenty more stuff anyway. So as always, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later.